Aquarius, stop, do not scroll, do not skip. Because what is unfolding for you in the next 72 hours is not a coincidence. And this video finding you right now on this exact night is not an accident. The title said storm. The title said 3 days, and I need you to understand, this is not fear-mongering. This is a warning wrapped in love, because something is rushing toward you that you have been quietly praying for, quietly hoping for, while pretending you were fine. Someone's silence is about to break. Something you buried is about to surface. And the version of you that kept saying, "I'll survive either way," is about to be proven wrong in the most beautiful way possible. Before I go deeper, I need you to do one small thing. Drop in the comments right now. Tell me where in the world you are watching this from. Just your city, your country, one word. Because I want you to feel that you are not alone in this storm. You are seen, you are here. And you were meant to hear what comes next. You have been holding your breath, Aquarius, maybe not consciously. Maybe you have been moving through your days, smiling, working, replying to messages, laughing at the right moments, doing everything a functional person does. But underneath all of that, underneath the performance of being okay, there has been this tightness, this low hum of waiting, this feeling that something is suspended in the air around you, not yet landed, not yet resolved. And I want you to know, right now, in this first breath we take together, that I see you. I see the part of you that stopped checking for their name in your notifications 3 weeks ago because it hurt too much to hope. I see the part of you that rearranged your furniture, changed your routine, threw yourself into work or creativity or distraction, anything to fill the shape they left behind. And I see the part of you, the quietest part, the one you don't let anyone look at, that still whispers their name right before sleep, that still wonders, that still aches. And here is what I need you to hear before anything else. You are not foolish for still feeling this. You are not weak. You are not behind. You are an Aquarius who loved with your whole strange, electric, unconventional heart. And the fact that it hasn't healed on the timeline everyone else expected does not mean it will never heal. It means the healing is deeper than surface level. It means the roots go down further than you knew. And roots, Aquarius, do not rush. They grow in the dark, silently, before anything breaks the soil. Now, let me tell you why this video found you tonight. Because you did not stumble here. You did not tap this thumbnail by accident. Something in your energy field shifted approximately 48 hours ago. A subtle realignment. A loosening of a knot you didn't even realize was pulled tight. And that loosening created a signal, a frequency. And that frequency pulled you here to this exact channel, to this exact voice, at this exact hour. Your higher self has been orchestrating this meeting for days. You felt it as a restlessness you couldn't name. You felt it as the sudden urge to clean something, to walk somewhere, to open your phone and scroll without knowing what you were looking for. You were looking for this, for confirmation, for someone to say, yes, what you feel is real, and no, you are not losing your mind. And I will say it, what you feel is real. Because your body has been telling you, let me describe what has been happening, and you tell me if this resonates. Somewhere in the last 4 or 5 nights, you have woken up not to an alarm, not to a sound, but to a feeling, a jolt, a sudden alertness between 2 and 4 in the morning, your heart beating just slightly faster than it should. And you lay there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, and for a reason you cannot explain, you thought of them. Not in a panicked way, not in a desperate way, just a quiet, almost tender thought. As if their energy brushed against yours while you slept, as if, somewhere out there, they were thinking of you so intensely that it crossed the distance and tapped you on the shoulder in the dream world. And during the day, you have been catching yourself reaching for your phone more than usual. Not to check social media, not to text a friend, just to look, to see if there is something, a message, a missed call, a sign, and then you put it down and feel a little embarrassed, little foolish, because nothing is there, and you tell yourself, get it together, move on, be the strong one. But the reaching doesn't stop. Because your body knows something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. Your body knows that the silence is thinning. Your body knows that the storm is not destruction. The storm is arrival, and the dreams. Oh, Aquarius, the dreams, you have been dreaming in water lately. Maybe not literal oceans, but a sensation of being submerged, of things being fluid and shifting, of trying to reach something or someone just beneath the surface. Or perhaps you saw a face, their face, in a crowd, in a room, in a place that made no logical sense, and in the dream, you felt a pull so strong it woke you up with a gasp or a tear on your cheek you couldn't explain. Or maybe it wasn't full dream. Maybe it was a flash while you were washing dishes, driving, staring out a window. A memory so vivid it hit like a physical blow. The way they laughed, the way they said one specific sentence, the weight of their hand, and you shook it off, you blinked, you moved on, but it lingered. It lingered all day like perfume in a room after someone has left. These are not random firings of a tired brain. These are confirmations. Your subconscious is processing what your conscious mind has been too afraid to believe, that something is changing, that the energy between you and this person is not dead. It is gestating. It is building pressure. And in 3 days, that pressure finds its release. But I am not going to tell you how yet. Not fully. Not yet. Because if I give you the destination without the journey, you will not understand the weight of what is coming. You will not understand why it is coming now. And not before. You will not understand what this person has been walking through in their own private hell to get to the point where they can finally speak. And you need to understand that. You need to understand their silence was not cruelty. You need to understand their distance was not indifference. Because when the message comes, and it is coming, you need to receive it without armor, without the walls you have spent weeks building, without the script you have rehearsed about how you do not need them, how you are fine, how they can go to hell. You need to be soft, and I know that terrifies you. I know softness feels like surrender. But Aquarius, softness is not surrender. Softness is the bravest thing you can be when the thing you wanted most is finally walking back toward you. So stay with me. Do not leave. Do not let the skepticism in the back of your mind convince you to click away. Because what I am about to walk you through in the next few minutes is going to reframe everything you thought you knew about this person, about this connection, about why it had to break the way it did. And when you understand the why, the what becomes bearable, the what becomes beautiful, the what becomes the thing you will look back on and say, oh, I see now. I see why it had to hurt that much. I see why it had to take this long. I see why I had to sit in that silence and think I was forgotten. You were not forgotten. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared, and they were being broken open. But more on that in a moment. For now, I want you to do something small. If you are still here, if something in your chest loosened just slightly while I was speaking, if you felt that tiny recognition, that whisper of yes, this is for me, then subscribe to Trusted Tarot. Hit that bell, because this is not the last message you need to hear. This is the beginning of a sequence, and the next reading, the one that comes after this storm passes, will be the one that helps you integrate what arrives. You will want to be here for that. You will want to be anchored in this community when the dust settles and you need to understand what to do next. So claim your place, subscribe, come back. This is your space now. This is where you are allowed to hope out loud. Now, let me tell you about them. Let me tell you what is happening behind the silence. Because you deserve to know that while you were lying awake wondering if they ever think of you, they were doing something you never expected. They were remembering. Not casually, not passively. They were sitting with your memory like it was a wound they could not stop touching. And something, in the last 72 hours, has shifted in them so profoundly that they can no longer remain silent. They can no longer pretend the distance is serving them. They can no longer protect their pride at the expense of their truth. The storm is not coming to destroy you, Aquarius. The storm is coming to bring them home. Let's look at them. The person who has been so quiet, the person whose silence has felt like a punishment, a heavy blanket you've been forced to carry. You have spent so many nights analyzing their silence, picking it apart, wondering if it meant they never cared, wondering if you imagined the depth of what you shared. But I need you to look at the energy, look at the cards, and see the absolute truth of their internal world right now. Their silence was never about you not being enough. Their silence was about them being utterly terrified of how much you were. They have been performing, Aquarius, just like you. They have been going to work, laughing with friends, posting things that look like a perfect, unbothered life. But when the camera turns off, when the room goes quiet, the facade cracks. They are experiencing a profound emotional reckoning. A spiritual audit. The universe has been cornering them, stripping away their cheap distractions, forcing them to sit in the very silence they inflicted on you. And in that silence, a memory keeps playing on a loop in their mind. It is not a grand memory. It is not the day you met or the dramatic day things fell apart. It is a small, quiet moment. Maybe it was the way you looked at them across a crowded table. Maybe it was a random Tuesday when you were just sitting in the car together, not even talking, just existing in each other's gravity. That is the memory that is haunting them. That is the moment they realized, with a sickening drop in their stomach, that they might have let the best thing in their life walk away because they were too scared, too immature, or too guarded to hold it for weeks. They fought this realization. They used their ego as a shield. They told themselves they made the right choice. They told themselves the distance was for the best. They convinced themselves that they were protecting their peace, when in reality, they were just protecting their pride. But here is where the energy shifts. Here is where the storm begins to gather its actual, undeniable strength. Around the 11th or 12th of August, something broke that shield, a trigger. It could have been a specific song playing in a coffee shop. It could have been the scent of your perfume or cologne on a stranger passing by on the street. It could have been a dream where you were walking away from them, and the panic in their chest was so visceral, so real that they woke up gasping for air in a cold sweat. Whatever the trigger was, it shattered their denial completely. And now, as we sit here on the 15th of August, they are in a state of urgent, almost frantic clarity. They are realizing that pride is a very poor substitute for love. They are realizing that winning the argument, or protecting their fragile ego, has only left them feeling entirely hollow. They are drafting messages in their head. They are typing words out and deleting them. They are staring at your name in their phone, their thumb hovering over the screen, paralyzed by the fear that you have moved on, paralyzed by the fear that you have finally closed the door they left ajar. And this brings us to the reveal, the thing you have been agonizing over, the thing you have convinced yourself will never happen. They are going to reach out. And it is not going to be a casual, low effort text just to see if you are still on the hook. The energy coming toward you is heavy. It is saturated with regret. It is an apology that has been brewing in the dark. It is a confession of feelings they were too emotionally stunted to articulate when you were standing right in front of them. It might come as a long, rambling message sent at 2 in the morning, when their defenses are entirely down, and the alcohol or the loneliness has finally stripped away their filter. It might come as a sudden phone call where their voice shakes. It might come as an unexpected, desperate invitation to meet, a plea for just 5 minutes of your time to explain. The storm is not a metaphor for chaos, Aquarius. The storm is the sheer force of their realization crashing against the walls they built. But listen to me very carefully. This is the warning layer. This is where you need to be incredibly mindful. When this contact comes, and it is coming within this 3-day window, your first instinct will be to protect yourself. Your first instinct will be to put up the classic Aquarius wall. You will want to be cool. You will want to be detached. You will want to use your intellect, your sarcasm, or your brief, clipped replies to make them feel the pain they made you feel. You will want to leave them on read for hours to reclaim your power. I understand that urge. I validate that urge. You have every right to be angry. But I am asking you to pause. If you react from your wounded ego, you will push them right back into their own fear. You will confirm their worst nightmare, that they have ruined it, that you are cold, that it is truly over. Do not let old pain distort this new message. Receive it clearly, not defensively. You do not have to forgive them instantly. You do not have to jump back into their arms or pretend the hurt didn't happen. But you must meet their vulnerability with a grounded, open energy. Read their words, listen to their voice. Let them speak their truth without interrupting them with your justified anger. The storm is bringing them to your doorstep, but you have to be willing to open the door just a crack to let them inches. If you are willing to do that, if you are willing to drop the shield just enough to receive what the universe is delivering, I need you to claim this energy right now. Go to the comments and type the words, "I am ready to receive." Type it to lock it inches. Type it to tell the universe that you are no longer hiding in the fortress of your own making. Let the algorithm see your commitment. Let this community witness your bravery. Because this timing is not random. You might be asking, why now? Why after all this time? Why in the middle of August? Why right when I was finally starting to let go? That is the divine joke, isn't it? The moment you release the grip, the moment you surrender the outcome, the universe hands it back to you. This 3-day window, from the 15th to the 18th of August 2026, is a highly activated portal. The planetary alignments right now are forcing hidden things into the light. Secrets cannot stay buried in this energy. Regrets cannot stay silenced. The cosmos is literally squeezing the truth out of this person, and you are the beneficiary of that cosmic pressure. They are running out of time to hide from their own heart. Now let me speak to the part of you that is tired, the part that has been so incredibly bone-deep tired. Because I know you, Aquarius. I know that your exhaustion is not just physical. It is not just that you haven't slept well, or that your shoulders carry tension you can't massage away, or that your jaw aches from clenching it all day without realizing. Your exhaustion is spiritual. It is the exhaustion of hoping, then being disappointed, then forcing yourself to hope again because the alternative felt like dying. It is the exhaustion of being the one who understood, the one who forgave, the one who said, I get it. I understand why you did what you did, while no one ever asked you if you were okay with the wound they left behind. You have been so generous with your understanding, and you have been so lonely inside it, and I need you to hear me when I say this. You are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to say, I don't know if I can do this again. I don't know if I can open this door and risk finding nothing behind it. I don't know if I can survive another almost. Another maybe. Another, I'll call tomorrow, that turns into another week of silence. You are allowed to grieve the version of this connection you thought you were building. You are allowed to be angry that it didn't come easy, that you had to fight for a love that was supposed to feel like breathing. That is valid. That is sacred. Your anger is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you valued yourself enough to expect more, and the universe saw that. The universe recorded every single tear you cried in the shower where no one could hear you. The universe recorded every night you whispered into your pillow, just give me a sign. Just tell me it wasn't all in my head. And the universe is answering. This is the answer. This 3-day window is the answer. But I want you to understand why the answer had to take this long. Why the universe couldn't simply hand this to you 3 months ago, 6 months ago, when you were begging for it on your knees. Because if this person had come back then, in that state of confusion, in that state of half-hearted realization, they would have come back the same person who left. They would have come back with the same avoidance, the same emotional limitations, the same inability to say what they meant. And you would have welcomed them back with open arms, and within 2 weeks, the cycle would have repeated, the same silence, the same distance, the same slow erosion of your self-worth. You would have been right back here, Aquarius, watching another tarot reading at midnight, wondering if they still loved you. The universe did not delay this to punish you. The universe delayed this to protect you. Because the person who is coming toward you now, in this August window, is not the same person who walked away. They have been in the fire. They have been dismantled. Every distraction they tried has failed. Every replacement has felt hollow. Every attempt to outrun your memory has only made your ghost louder, more persistent, more undeniable. They have been broken open in the only way that creates genuine transformation. And what is emerging from that breaking is someone who finally, truly understands what they lost. Someone who is no longer approaching you from a place of ego or convenience, but from a place of desperate, humbled reverence. And that is why the timing is now. Because you needed to heal enough to receive them without losing yourself. And they needed to break enough to approach you without destroying you again. Two separate journeys of healing, running parallel in the dark, finally converging at this exact point in time. The 15th through the 18th of August is not arbitrary. This is a convergence. This is the moment the two lines meet. And when they meet, Aquarius, the impact will be seismic, not in a destructive way. In the way the ground shakes when something massive and long buried finally surfaces. The way the air changes before rain, you will feel it before you see it. A shift in your chest, a sudden lightness, a feeling of, oh, there you are, I've been waiting. And here is what I want you to do in these next 72 hours. I want you to prepare your energy, not frantically, not obsessively. I do not want you staring at your phone every 4 minutes, refreshing, checking, willing a notification to appear. That energy is desperate, and desperation repels. Instead, I want you to ground yourself. I want you to go outside, feel the air on your skin, look at the sky. Remember that you are a body on this earth, not just a mind spinning in anxiety. Eat something nourishing. Drink water, sleep, even if you have to close your eyes and just breathe in the dark. Take care of the vessel that is about to receive this message. Because when it arrives, I want you to be steady. I want you to be centered. I want you to read that text or hear that voice from a place of quiet power, not from a place of frantic relief. You have earned this steadiness. You have earned the right to receive without scrambling. You have earned the right to be approached with intention and effort. And they know that, in their own private reckoning, they know that they cannot come to you with half measures. They cannot come to you with a lazy, hey, what's up? They know you deserve more. They know you deserve the full truth spoken clearly without games, and that is what is being prepared for you. A truth that has been locked behind teeth and pride and fear, finally finding its voice. So release the grip. Loosen your hands, unclench your jaw, drop your shoulders away from your ears. You have been bracing for impact for so long that your entire body has forgotten what it feels like to simply rest. Rest now. Not because the storm isn't coming, but because the storm is coming with gifts in its hands, and you need to be soft enough to accept them. Now I want you to picture the next 3 days, not with anxiety, not with the tight, white-knuckled grip of someone waiting for a verdict. I want you to picture them with softness, with the quiet certainty of someone who knows the tide is turning, even if they cannot yet see the shore. Tomorrow, the 16th, you may feel a strange calm settle over you, a calm that surprises you, because logically nothing has changed yet. The silence is still there, the phone is still quiet, but something in your chest will feel lighter, as if a knot you didn't know was there has begun to loosen. That is the energy shifting. That is the storm clearing the path before it delivers what it carries. The 17th may bring a small sign, a synchronicity. You might see a number repeatedly. You might hear their name spoken by a stranger in a crowded room. You might catch a glimpse of someone wearing their favorite color or driving their kind of car, and your heart will do a little flutter. Do not dismiss these. These are not coincidences. These are the universe tapping you on the shoulder, saying, almost, hold steady, you are one breath away. And then the 18th. The 18th is the day the dam breaks, the day the message lands, the day the phone lights up and the name you have been trying to scrub from your memory is suddenly glowing on your screen alive. Real, no longer ghost, but person reaching across the distance with trembling hands. And when that moment comes, Aquarius, I want you to remember what I told you. Breathe first. Do not react in the first 5 seconds. Let the shock move through your body. Let your heart race. Let your hands shake. That is allowed. That is human. But do not type back immediately. Do not answer on the first ring if you are not ready. Give yourself 10 seconds, 20, a full minute. Let the initial wave of adrenaline crest and begin to fall. And then, when you respond as the person you have become in their absence. The person who survived, the person who grew, the person who learned in the brutal quiet that they are whole without anyone else's validation. Respond from that wholeness, not from the wound, not from the hunger, from the fullness. And I know there is a small voice in the back of your mind right now, the skeptical voice, the one that has been hurt so many times it has learned to distrust even hope. And that voice is whispering, what if it doesn't happen? What if I'm being foolish? What if this is just another reading that makes me feel something for 10 minutes and then leaves me empty? When I put my phone down, I hear you. I honor you. That voice exists because you have been let down before, because you have been promised things that did not materialize, because your trust has been tested so many times it is worn thin as paper. But I will tell you this. Even if the message does not arrive in the exact form you expect, the energy is undeniable. The shift is real. The silence is ending. If it does not come as a text, it will come as a call. If it does not come as a call, it will come as a mutual friend mentioning their name, or an unexpected encounter, or a letter, or a knock at a door you did not expect to open. The form may surprise you. The channel may be one you did not anticipate, but the message will come. Because this person cannot survive another day in the prison of their own regret. They are suffocating in it. And you, Aquarius, are the air they forgot they needed. They are coming back to breathe. You are not being cruel by hoping. You are not being pathetic by still loving them. You are being profoundly, beautifully human. You loved with your whole strange, electric, unconventional heart, and the world told you to shrink that love to be practical, to move on to be realistic. But you were never built for realistic. You were built for vastness, for depth, for loving in ways that confuse people because it does not follow their rules. And this person, in their own broken way, loved you the only way they knew how, imperfectly, fearfully, but truly, and now they are ready to love you better, and you are ready to be loved better. So here is what I want you to do right now, in this moment. Wherever you are sitting, wherever you are lying, whatever time it is in your part of the world, put your hand on your chest, right over your heart. Feel the warmth of your palm through your shirt, or your skinches feel the steady thump beneath it. That heart has carried you through every single night of this silence. It did not stop. It did not give up. It kept beating for you even when you wanted to stop feeling. Honor it. Take one deep breath, inches fill your lungs completely. Hold it for 3 seconds, and release, slowly, like you are letting go of every single night you spent wondering if you were enough. You were always enough. You were always enough. And now, whisper this to yourself, or say it out loud if you are alone. Say it with me. I release the need to control the timing. I release the need to protect myself from hope. I allow myself to be met. I allow myself to be chosen. I allow the storm to bring what is mine. Say it once more. Let it sink into your bones. Let it overwrite every lie the silence told you. You are allowed to hope. You are allowed to want. You are allowed to be met halfway. If this reading found you at the exact moment you needed it, if something in your chest cracked open just a little while I was speaking, then do me one final kindness. Subscribe to Trusted Tarot. Not because I need the number, but because you need the anchor. You need a place to come back to when the message arrives, and you need guidance on what to do next. When the storm passes and the ground is still wet and you are standing in the aftermath wondering, now what you will want to be here. You will want this voice reminding you of who you are. So subscribe, hit the bell, make this your sanctuary. And then, before you close this video, leave one word in the comments, just one, the word storm. Type it, claim it. Let it be your signature on this energy. Let the universe see you stepping forward. Let this community see you saying, yes, I am here. I am ready. I am not hiding anymore. And if someone in your life is going through this same silent ache, share this with them. Send it to the friend who checks their phone too much. Send it to the one who says they are fine but aren't. Be the hand that pulls them into the warmth. You are not forgotten, Aquarius. You were never forgotten. The storm is 3 days away, and it is bringing everything you prayed for straight to your door. Now breathe, rest, and let the universe do the rest. I will see you in the next reading. And when you come back, I want you to tell me how it happened. I want you to tell me what they said. I want you to come back to this community and say it was true. It was all true. Until then, keep your heart open. Keep your hand on your chest and trust the storm. Trusted Tarot loves you. The universe sees you, and you, Aquarius, are finally about to be found.